record. Hey, everybody, welcome to Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. Joining me, as always, are my two fantastic co hosts, Dave and Steve. How's it going, guys?
Morning, my friend.
Hey,
Good day. Enjoy the show, everyone.
fantastic. It is episode 19, I think. We're still at it.
38
In spite of
weeks.
ourselves.
38 weeks.
38 weeks. Gosh sakes, man. Yep.
You're about full term then.
I'll tell you what, Dave. The next show is the last one he's going to be able to count.
I know it. Because
Unless he has a 6th digit on his foot that we don't know about.
I will come up with a solution by then. I promise.
Something
Like you
well, you
said,
said something
your pool
like
hall string.
an abacus or something.
Yeah, I
last time.
got an abacus to help me count the episodes. I truly was off last night. I was working on the website. Haha, segue. I made a new website. They
You slide right into that, Bill. That's pretty good.
Hey, Dave, you know what he needs hanging on the wall behind him is like when you go to the deli or meat counter, now serving 1, 2, and we'll just count the shows behind him
that's
that
a
way.
good idea.
I'll have to.
find one of those.
I will find one and mail it to you.
Need to
Yeah,
find
that'd
one
be
with
the
4
license
digits.
bureau when you
Though.
walk in there and
Huh?
get your ticket.
Well,
Need to find one with 4
it'd go to
digits, that way
99.
we can-
We have 4 digits. Listen to you. Well,
Damn right.
I'll buy one that has 3 digits, and then I'll buy a second one after we get to that $9.99. You can put it beside it.
Can you get a green stamp machine too so you can peel off the green stamps?
Do you remember those?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Green stamps and S and H was the like yellow ones, wasn't they? From
Yep.
Maloli's or. Well, I think we talked about this before, Bill, about your mom.
Maloli's.
Didn't your mom
Gosh.
do the stamps and stuff?
My mom did not,
Oh,
but
my mom
my
did.
aunts did.
My
and
mom did, yeah.
My mom
couldn't
did
be
them. Give
bothered.
them
But I don't even remember. I was too young to remember exactly what they're actually good for. Was there like a catalog to trade them in
Right.
on?
catalog, just like the Wish book back in the day.
Well,
You
here,
got the
we'll come back to
catalog.
this. Keep going, Bill. Sorry. Website.
Oh yeah. So for some time I've been talking about, well, here and there, been mentioning that I was retooling the website, and I am pleased to announce, as of today, that the website is completely rebuilt from the ground up. It was just some free little Google thing where I slapped some stuff together. That way we had something out there, but now we've got a proper website that's running on a computer here in my basement. It's running on a computer the size of a deck of cards, but I think it runs fantastic. The one thing about it, you can listen to the show from the website, directly from the website. You've got links to all of the I think I got most of the platforms that we're on. And then there's links on there for the socials as well as the email. And one thing you can do now that you couldn't before is you can leave comments directly on the post page for each episode. So
And how do you do that, Bill? Because I'm
well,
looking at
click
it.
on the where it says episode 18.
Yeah.
And then scroll down to the bottom. There's a comment box down there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'll start criticizing myself.
Now, it doesn't just go on there without us moderating it. We will, if you leave a message, we'll get an email, and then somebody has to actually go and look at it and make sure it's not something nasty. And then once that happens, then it gets added to the stream.
Oh my God, you're censoring our
And
group on
That's how it works by default. I don't know how to turn it off.
if you have negative comments, send them to 1-800-Merkel Press.
We're gonna send those straight to Dev/Null.
Oh, and I'm still have a GoFundMe page if anybody wants to donate.
Yeah, go
for a
fund.
donut.
Or you just put it right on my Facebook. Whatever.
Put it right on his face, people. Just put it right on his face.
Let's go with the
Yeah.
GoFundMe page for donuts. There we go.
Just take me out for donuts. That'd be
For
That would
donut.
be.
Oh, I picked up some apple fritters yesterday, Bill.
I got apples.
I found a recipe for you, Dave.
Did you?
It looks really delicious and really simple. They took a whole can of the like Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
Yep.
And instead of cutting them into quarters, cut them into eighths, smaller pieces. Throw them
Yep.
all in a pan, and take a can of apple pie filling, pour it over top, and bake it.
Yep.
And it
Apple
was like
monkey bread.
one bit. Oh my god, it looked delicious and simple.
I seen one where you take an apple and you just pop the core out of it, and then
And,
you
sm-
fill
and
the
smoke weed
center.
out of it. Yeah, I did that. I mean, I know somebody that did that.
You're a truck driver. You can't smoke weed.
No, I'm not. I'm retired.
Well, debatable there, but you work a lot of
Okay,
hours.
I
for being
did say
retired.
retarded, not retired, right? Okay.
Uh,
Well, we got in the news, Bill.
I don't know. Bill's
No idea.
trying to wake up.
No
He's had a
idea.
late
He's
night.
still getting the sleepy out of his eyes.
For some
Oh,
reason, I woke up at 3 o'clock and was working on some show notes, and I'm like, "Why is Bill up?"
Well, both of you got your cursors up there, so I had to put my cursor up there by you too.
yeah, I was getting rid of some of that stupid. Every time I look at these notes, there's always a stupid amount of space all the way at the top of the first page that I've got to get rid of.
I'll wait till you get what I typed.
I tried doing that sometimes, and then sometimes it just fights with me, and I'm like,
I just stopped making paragraphs. It's just one lump.
Yeah. Well, I guess we do have a little bit of news. Real quick first though, we are actually recording ahead of time. Almost over an entire week before this.
Yeah,
We're
just a
actually
week.
recording on Saturday, October 15th. The show will release Sunday, October 23rd. None of that matters because it will be after that by the time anybody hears this anyway. But website is 3ftpodcast.org. Email is show@3ftpodcast.org, and we're on all the socials. And there is a reliable way to just get directly to that from the website now. So without any ado, let's move on to the news. And it looks like the title of the first article is FMCSA.
fun.
I guess we're going to talk about personal conveyance because there's a little bit of contention and controversy and misunderstanding about what personal conveyance can actually be used for.
I don't think anybody uses it the correct way.
No, I certainly don't. And I know
when
better.
when you read this, I mean, I haven't read this yet, but I'm sure if it does give the description of what it exactly is, it won't make sense to you. And it never does.
It does and it doesn't. It actually gets the most common questions when you're up there.
Well, what gets me is all the automated logs that are in about every truck now.
Yes.
They're all different for what it will let you do as far as hitting personal conveyance. And the stuff that you enter, like sometimes they say you can still have a trailer on, but it has to be empty. And you can't, if it isn't empty, you can't advance the load. You can't go to your home terminal to go home for the week. I'm saying that's what it used to be.
Yeah. Well, what they're saying now is when I went through this and I watched the video, we'll go through and read it, but home terminals to drop trailer lots, there's no time limit, and there's 4 basic rules you got to follow in this. And entertainment, food, and what it is when you go into your tablet, you have a little comment spot that determines what the officers have to go off of, no matter what you write in there. If you write,
but you think about it, when it was paper logs, you didn't have to put no comment for nothing.
That's true, but they've made new laws since paper logs. So why are you arguing about something that's 40 years old?
Well, it don't bother me at all because I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
That's all changed.
You guys get to play with all that fun stuff.
Every time you say something like that, Steve, you just tempt fate that much more.
No.
I mean,
Well, go ahead and give her a whale there, Mr. Bill.
All right. So personal conveyance. Now we're getting this information is coming from www.fmcsa.org.
It's the direct people that wrote it.
DOT.gov.
FMCSA dot gov.
That's why I
That-
paused for a second.
I
I'm
was
like, all right, somebody's messing
remember,
with
like
me.
I told you last show, I read it as you're saying it, and when I don't hear it in my head the same way I'm reading it that you're saying it, it messes it up.
I can promise you, I'm probably almost never going to say anything the way it sounds in your head.
And
No, as I'm reading
boobies,
it,
boobies,
and
boobies,
you've
boobies.
modified right in the middle of his reading.
here we go.
All right. So, personal conveyance is the movement of a commercial vehicle for personal use while off duty. A driver may record time operating a CMV. Let's just say right now, CMV just stands for commercial motor vehicle for those that are not keeping up. For personal conveyance is off duty only when the driver is relieved from work and all responsibility for performing work by the motor carrier. The CMV may be used for personal conveyance even if it is laden, meaning loaded. Since the load is not being transported for the commercial benefit of the motor carrier at the time, which that's debatable. Personal conveyance does not reduce a driver's or motor carrier's responsibility to operate a CMV safely. Motor carriers can establish personal conveyance limitations either within the scope of or more restrictive than the guidance provided as follows. We're gonna have the show notes in the audio only version of the show. You can go and look. If I remember, I will try to put a link in the YouTube page so that you can go and follow there's links here to more information.
That'll help a lot of guys out because
Yeah,
I've been through all the links already. So
I want to read this real quick to see if it's appropriate to read for this purpose for recorded presentation. Okay, yeah. So there's a link here for a recorded presentation that provides an overview of the revised personal conveyance guidance. Now, when the word guidance is used, that is basically the rules. The corresponding PowerPoint slides are available here. Okay, so there'll be another link for that. There'll be a link for answers to frequently asked questions regarding personal conveyance and FMCSA's recent regulatory guidance.
Which are basically right below we're going to read here.
Okay, we're gonna get into that right now. So if anybody's ever went to the FMCSA, the way these things are written are in like a format of question and answer, like a Q&A, because some lovely individual decided that instead of just giving us the freaking rules,
Facts.
yeah, they thought they had to write it out in some silly, like a caricature. Question 26: under what circumstances may a driver operate a commercial vehicle as a personal conveyance? And the guidance is as follows. A driver may record time operating a commercial motor vehicle for personal conveyance, i.e., for personal use or reasons, as off duty only when the driver is relieved from work and all responsibility for performing work by the motor carrier. The CMV may be used for personal conveyance even if it is laden, since the load is not being transported for commercial benefit of the carrier at that time. Personal conveyance does not reduce the driver or the motor carrier's responsibility to operate the CMV safely. Motor carriers can establish personal conveyance limitations either within the scope of or more restrictive than the guidance, such as banning use of a CMV for personal conveyance purposes, imposing a distance limitation on personal conveyance, or prohibiting personal conveyance while the CMV is laden. So, in other words, these are rules that an individual carrier can add or layer upon the guidance that the FMCSA puts out there.
Yeah,
And
everybody has their true company rules that they can company rules can tell you how many miles, if you're allowed to do it, if you're allowed to go home.
Yeah.
Not
Want me to tell you what your company says?
mine. Same thing yours used to.
I was asked. Oh, never mind. You sure you can't get back? Oh, I'm still 14 hours away. Well, can't you PC it?
Yes,
I can.
yes, you can.
So
DC it.
what we have to mention is that some carriers,
Because I really got to
Um,
have that trailer back for.
some carriers, you've got more than one person in the office, and when you have more than one person in the office, you have more than one opinion of how personal conveyance should be used. Person A, for example, that he was referring to, wanted that trailer back. Person
B that signs the check will give you a dirty
person B,
email or
person B.
text message.
That person B will get you every time.
And person
Then you got to
C
call
is the guy
person
that
A
told
And
you
that
what
B
he was-
stands for a few things.
and then you
Yeah,
got
the
to
person
you
was
got to
C.
call person A and say, you take care of person B for me.
Except
Because
And
Person
person
A
A
is up
says,
my
oh, I'll
ass
take
right
care
now.
of it. I'll
Person
take
A
care
is
of
a
it.
little bit big for his britches sometimes. Person B, oh
This
man,
is
look out
all
for person
fictional
B.
or not.
It's not
fiction or
fictional at all.
Hey,
non?
if you know, you know.
Yeah. There's gonna be one or two y'all that know, and they're
Yes,
all.
there is.
And once you pick yourself up off the floor laughing yourself to death, we'll move on.
Well, I think the letters fit each one too. B was for B and A was for A.
Yeah. No, I did. You catch that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
that was-
Like a double entendre right there. Did you get that?
Whoa.
Problem is,
Whoa.
Kay stood over all of them. Kay trumped it.
Okay. Except Kay don't know what the hell.
Okay,
he's
he
talking
don't know.
Well, no, you have like a capital A and a lowercase A.
Yeah.
Just keep capital A out of it.
Hey,
That's
we think
all
we
I gotta
should
say.
move on from this topic.
I think
Keep
we
going.
should. At least Dave and I should.
Yeah.
Oh, they still got my number. I'm sure I get a message.
Yeah,
I haven't got
Yeah,
my
Steve.
W-2s yet.
Steve. What did you guys mean by person
Stop,
B?
Bill. Stop.
You know you can't make no money. on a
I
trip
can give
when
you
you're
a
3
shovel.
days
You're
in a
just digging. You're
hotel.
digging your hole pretty deep right now. And me and Dave was talking about this the other day, wasn't we, Dave? About remember what we're talking about on here. Far as I don't know if that person watches.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
almost
yeah.
guarantee nobody
Yeah.
that we're talking about watches.
Oh well. Remind
if-
me when we get done. I'll talk to you about something.
I will be delighted if we get in trouble for this, because that means that
More
these
listeners.
people- yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Feel free to donate to the show.
Yeah, considering I haven't asked him yet.
Right.
We've only said nothing but good things.
That's right.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
Nail it.
Examples of appropriate use of a CMV while off duty for personal conveyance. The following are examples of appropriate uses for CMV while off duty for personal conveyance, include but are not limited to time spent traveling from a driver's en route lodging, such as a motel or truck stop, to restaurants and entertainment facilities. So you can drive this thing to the bar and it don't
I was
count.
getting
As
that
far
was-
as you
when I heard
want.
entertainment facility, that's what was the first thing I
As far
was in
as
my
you
head.
want, no limits.
Right.
That's
Commuting between the driver's terminal and his or her residence,
yes.
between trailer drop lots and the driver's residence, and between work sites and his or her residence. In these scenarios, the commuting distance combined with the release from work and start to work times must allow the driver enough time to obtain the required restorative rest.
Say that
that
3
one was a little
times.
tough getting out.
Not any worse than the dot.
Restorative rest, as to ensure the driver is not fatigued. Time spent traveling to a nearby reasonable, safe location to obtain required rest after loading or unloading. The time driving under personal conveyance must allow the driver adequate time to obtain the required rest in accordance with minimum off-duty periods under 49 CFR 395.3. Property carrying vehicles or 395.5 passenger carrying vehicles. Before returning to on-duty driving, and the resting location must be the first such location reasonably available. Moving a CMV at the request of a safety official during the driver's off-duty time. So if a cop wakes you up
On
because
and
you're
off
parked
ramp.
on an off ramp and you've got to move, you're gonna do it. You ain't gonna be happy about it, but it'll be legal.
And it's also a security guard tells you at a location is the other example that I listened
Right.
to. Says you can't park here overnight. They don't want you there. You have to time your day out, different bill, and quit getting there so damn early because you just went
No,
through this.
it's the idiots that park in a rest area in front of you where you can't get out of your parking spot when you're ready to go.
Well, that's just
And
drivers.
they go, "Well, I can't move. My book won't." You're
That, that's
moving.
that's just you and drivers. That has nothing to do with the government. They could care less who parks in front of you.
No, but they'll be like, "Well, I can't. My book won't let me move."
Yeah, I know it.
Guess
You
what?
used to
Yeah,
have a problem with that a lot more than I ever did.
I
I just,
never had nobody park
I
in front
don't.
of me.
they always like to park you in. And
Well, would you quit taking the bad spots?
I got to take the biggest spots.
Well, that's
Cool.
because you hauled that big stuff.
Yeah.
The truck alone, the truck alone was a bit of a faff.
325 incher. Yeah.
Man, I liking this dump trailer work. I can stop at any place.
Oh,
you need to.
dude, you can get in
I
anywhere.
can get in and out. It's like sweet little.
I'm getting
40-foot
barbecue
trailer.
in places that they never
know.
seen a truck in.
This
Oh,
best week I've had for like, oh man, let's just.
I've
I'll
ate
just-
barbecue every day of the week this week.
I thought you was on a seafood diet. Oh, wait.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
we
see that
stopped
too.
to see the food and we dieted on it.
That stuff is everywhere down there, man.
Yes.
I mean, okay, so time spent in a motor coach without passengers to en route lodging, such as motel or truck stop, or to restaurants and entertainment facilities and back to the lodging. In this scenario, the driver of the motor coach can claim personal conveyance provided the driver is off duty. Other off duty drivers may be on board the vehicle and are not considered passengers.
That means we can all jump in my truck off duty
Yeah.
and we can go get a beer that we're not supposed to be drinking and driving while we're getting that good barbecue. With or without a trailer, it doesn't matter. So,
number 6, time spent transporting personal property while off duty. So, like if you steal something out of somebody's yard,
yeah,
and you need to get it,
home.
yeah.
Okay.
Authorized use of a CMV to travel home after working at an offsite location. Boy, there's a lot of room for vagary in all this.
There is. That's why I brought it up here. But what they tell me, and as I went through this, you all have a comment spot on your brand new nice logs that we have to keep, and it's
I just
how
put
you
4
fill out-
dots on that.
Huh?
I just put 4 dots on that line.
Well, that's not the right way to do it.
I'm not giving up information that can be used against me. You can fly a kite.
They say how you list that is how the law officers determine of how he rates it if you're off. So
Don't put nothing. Can't determine nothing.
that's true. It's all interpreted. And then he's got to ask you, and you can make it up on the go.
Yep. Because I need to see this
Well-
officer first.
The biggest problem is out there also is these officers. You might have 1 out of 10 of them that actually knows what the rules are
Also, I was told
without having to look them up or guess.
they said make a copy of these and put them in your truck.
Yeah, I had a conversation that remember me talking a few episodes ago where I got level 4 there in Terre Haute. This was a topic of conversation between the guy and I, and he printed me up a little thing because he was talking about it. Because I was telling him some of the uses that I may or may not have had for personal conveyance in the past, and no, that is just the number one golden rule. Okay, is you cannot be advancing the commercial vehicle.
Right.
In other words, you're not. Anytime you keep going and you're still heading towards the same direction that commercial vehicle needs to go, you are advancing the commercial vehicle.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
when
mean
you're on
that's
a
where
highway, you either can go back or you can go forward wherever you're trying to get.
I mean that's why it's so vague, because they're
I
saying,
understand. But they
it's
did it that way just because you can't put a time, you can't put a limit. Like Steve
yeah.
said, he'd been downtown Chicago loading a piece of equipment and out of hours. What do? You sure ain't going to sit along
Keep
94.
on trucking.
So,
All right, you want to wind this down, or you want to keep
yeah,
talking
no,
about it? Or?
we pretty much went through. I mean, there's a whole thing of examples below it. So,
But also, you got to remember, like Indiana, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, a DOT officer makes about $38,000 to $42,000 a year and gets a vehicle to drive. That's not that high paying of a job to really
I think you can still get
take your
food
job
stamps.
seriously. I wouldn't think for what the job they have to do.
I thought they even got rid of the DOTs and they just put it all on the state cops.
No, they got
There's
DOTs,
still
and in fact,
motor
There's still
carrier
some motor
enforcement
carrier guys.
in Indiana.
they are state cops. They're just a type of state cop
Yeah,
that's
because
a
it
little
used
bit.
to be a whole separate
The
thing.
one guy I talked to said something about the hardest thing is to get motor carriers hired to work, because everyone they hire eventually goes to the academy and becomes a state cop to make more money.
Well, right, yeah. It's
So
common
they
sense.
have a hard. That's why
why
when
do
you
the
do
job?
see the motor carrier guys, it's usually the guy that's 60 years old and looks like us, fat, and he can't get
Well, those are
underneath.
good
He
because
can't
they
even
won't
get down.
climb underneath.
Yeah, he can't get underneath.
They're
Yeah,
not doing the
look at it.
underground. Hey,
But-
being in the garbage business, they don't like climbing under garbage trucks either.
No, they don't like crawling underneath the bull rack. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants shit on
Cattlemen,
them.
cattlemen and garbage men
Yep.
don't get a lot of underneath inspections.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, Bill.
All right, well, let's go. Let's move on to a little news. What do you think?
Yeah, a little comedy news, I guess.
All
It's
right.
serious news, but got some comedy aspect in it.
So, pile up involving 6 tractor trailers reported on Pennsylvania Interstat.
Imagine that.
It was on the Interstat.
Interstat in Pennsylvania.
Ah, there it is,
Well,
Interstate.
I didn't put it on there, but
And
I'll help
this
Dave
is-
out. He likes to correct everything I put up there.
This is from CDL Life, October
I
14th.
do not.
October 14th, 202.
By Ashley. We don't know who Ashley is, but
In
I know,
the year 202.
of our father.
But it is in the right spot. So
Year 202. The year 2025. Hey, we're
there you go.
I'll help you.
No
okay.
problem. Be
So
carefully, Bill.
a major a major multi-vehicle crash was reported in Greenwich Township, Pennsylvania on Friday morning. The crash was reported around 7:30 a.m. at mile marker 35 on westbound I-78 in Berks County. According to Pennsylvania State Police Trooper David Bohem, I apologize. I'm the worst person in the world at that.
Bohem.
Yeah, I guess. Bohem.
We'll go with that too.
The crash involved 6 tractor trailers, 1 sedan, one pickup pulling a horse trailer. At least 2 people were injured in the crash. Trooper, I gotta say it again. Trooper Bohem said that no injuries to the horses in the trailer. Yeah, that's the first thing we care about.
Yeah, not the people, the horses.
Oh, God. Welcome to 2022. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Then I've got an entire empty page and a picture. Ooh, let's go ahead and share that picture here.
Oh, there's a couple like that on here for this.
Let me go
I've
ahead.
never seen that happen before.
Well, I would assume the guy that's in that tractor is dead.
I don't know. All we know, the horses didn't die.
But when you got a
So
set of tandems on top of the semi, all the way
How
back
do
to the
you
front
get
of
it
the
all the
trailer,
way to the trailer? You know, it ain't like he's driving. Remember the old Anteater Kenworths with the real slope nose?
well, it had a sleeper on it because you can see the side door. It must have been an international because you can see that type of door it's on.
man, that milk
And
hauler must have been backing up awfully fast.
and they're all 5 of them are in the passing lane. Look, didn't even spill the milk
Oh yeah, it looks
or
terrible.
break an egg.
The
He
and
went
that's
right up
yeah,
underneath that thing,
Yeah,
man.
never seen that before.
that
Seen him go through it,
and
never
it's
under.
and it's a tanker, and it
I
couldn't have been
wonder.
it wasn't gas. I mean, there would have been.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he broke it. The other thing I wonder is
Yeah, the sleeper stopped it.
the trailer could have been bouncing when he hit it at just right timing. You know, because it's
No.
got to be empty. You ain't launching a loaded trailer up over a cab.
Yeah,
So if
probably
he's hit,
not.
Yeah, probably not.
Yep.
No, he had to be that tanker must have been reading his TikTok feed.
well,
Or making one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would do something like that?
Not while you're rolling.
now
I tell people, no, I wasn't moving. They were
somebody
moving the
that's
street
close
that
to you
day.
always puts on there, hey, quit driving and doing that.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah. Thanks for that, dickhead.
the pictures
It's
were
because I
comical.
care. It's because I care, Bill.
Yeah.
The pictures were comical. That's why I put the story up there. I'm like, didn't tell if anybody died. We know horses are good.
I bet that guy had to have, dude. There's no way you're going to survive a set of duels running right through the friggin' front
You
of you.
say that now, but I seen
Weird.
the
Unless
guy
he
on
was
the sign
really
get hit by
skinny. He wasn't a fat truck driver if he survived. He's got to be a skinny one to lay down on the floorboard.
Oh,
Right
it's one of
there.
them wiry little dudes. It's like
Yep.
5'5" and
I
can
watch him wrecks over in China where the car hits a truck and the truck falls on this little skinny
Whoa.
guy with a bike and then he walks out the other side. It's like, how? You
I
know?
know.
So
What's this other one?
NASCAR
other-
hauler
I've
involved
seen
in
this one.
crash in Flagstaff, and this is from the Duncan Phoenix Digital Reporter.
well, I went through Trucker Life had it, but they didn't have much of a story. And I'm like, no details, no nothing. Well, then I did some more research and got Channel 8 in Vegas that told us a little bit more and then given up.
Well, all you got to do is once you find that headline, just Google that headline and you'll
That's
get
what I did.
the main news story from wherever it happened.
But the only 2 places I seen was Channel 8 and this.
Hey, they're on your side, Dave.
I know it.
Update. The story has been updated to include information provided by the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Las Vegas. Dateline Las Vegas. Las Vegas native and NASCAR driver Riley Herbst's car hauler appears to have been involved in a crash on its way to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The hauler is operated by Stuart Haas Racing. In a video taken by Sprint Cup driver Spencer Hill, the number 98 hauler is seen leaning over half of a road. The cab of the truck is also seen in the video being dug into the dirt shoulder up against the barrier. Hill wrote in Twitter, "Holy cow, not good. The 98 Xfinity hauler was involved in a bad wreck in Flagstaff, Arizona on Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully everyone involved is okay." And there's an image here.
There was a video from Twitter that I did not post here, but that's what
These show notes will definitely, I'll link to it in the YouTube and then it'll be sitting on the website. 8 News Now spoke with Hill Wednesday evening, and he said the driver of the hauler was transported to a local hospital for further evaluation. Co-driver is okay. Stuart Haas Racing released the following statement on the incident. Earlier today, the number 98, let me say it NASCAR style. Earlier today, number 98 NASCAR Xfinity Series hauler Stephen Harris Racing was involved in a single vehicle accident on Interstate 40, a few miles west of Flagstaff, Arizona.
Reputation.
The truck had 2 occupants, and neither was seriously injured, although one was taken to a local hospital for further treatment and observation. No
Here's
other
the-
details
What
regarding.
do they do when they observe them?
I don't know. Let him finish the update, and then the jokes will come easier.
Okay.
I promise. No other details regarding their respective conditions are available at this time. SHR can confirm that speed was not a factor in the crash. While the rig was damaged, the hauler and its contents appear relatively unscathed. Plans are already underway for a new rig to hook up to the hauler and drive it to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in time for the Xfinity Series hauler parking at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Friday. And there's a picture of a midget standing. Oh, no, it's a guy on his knees. Okay. Next to the trailer, trying to figure out.
Trying to figure out how am I get my fat ass under
Man, how am I going to go on ahead and get down that dang amount open that dig? I'll get that boom, 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 boom. Now, watch him go around in a circle, man. Tell you what.
Turn left. Turn
He's
left.
making another left turn. NASCAR. I know a lot of you watch NASCAR, so I ain't going to say nothing real bad. But,
Hey, I'm a NASCAR fan, so
Yeah.
scroll down a little bit there and finish it up.
Representative.
A representative from the Arizona Department of Public Safety, my lips are getting sore, said that the driver of the tractor trailer told him this.
Keep reading.
Yeah.
I'm building up.
Okay. A representative from the Arizona Department of Public Safety said that the driver of the tractor trailer told investigators that he fainted behind the wheel. Officials say the driver was traveling at 75 miles per hour westbound on Interstate 40 before losing control of the truck and striking the guardrail. It doesn't appear the vehicles were damaged, but unknown on the damage to the truck, said Bart Graves with the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Investigators say the driver was taken to a hospital for evaluation and his condition is unknown. The roadway was closed for several hours, officials say.
Okay.
I got questions.
Well, I got a statement. When they say he passed out,
Yes.
I'm sorry, everybody, first thing you think is he fell asleep.
Right.
There's no way to prove whether he passed out or fell asleep.
Right.
So they're going to say passed out. That way he don't get a ticket for falling asleep.
Okay, so if you and me are trucking together and I pass out, why don't you reach over and smack me? He's got
I would imagine that he was probably in the bunk sleeping.
Sleeping. And it looked like he drifted off the edge of the road there and he got sucked in. I know
And
right
that
where
soft
he's at.
stuff. Yeah, the soft
Yes,
stuff.
I know right where he's at. And the speed limit's 75 there. He wasn't speeding. He was doing everything, but he just drifted off a little.
Well, and you think about it, at 75, you close your eyes for a second, boom.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
Yes, it is.
Just closing your eyes for a second. So if he passed out.
Yeah. If I'd have posted all the pictures the other pictures.
Oh, I seen a bunch of them when I was looking through stuff the other day.
There's his teammate parked right behind him that's stopped. And I'm like,
sometimes they're bumper to bumper traveling, but a lot of times they're a few miles between them. Yeah.
So okay, Bill.
Well, at least he wasn't hurt. I don't like seeing the guys get out there stuff like that and get hurt and shit though too. So
yeah.
So, and Bill,
say it. Say it.
If you had some teeth, your lips wouldn't be so sore because you could break the suction a little easier.
Well,
that wasn't even nice.
What did I say?
I'm well aware of where these things are going to go when these things come out of my mouth. I know, and I know how these things work.
Anyway,
it falls off the show.
If I didn't give you a hard time, nobody else would, right?
Right.
Can't have any fun.
Exactly.
Oh,
If we can't tickle each other's fancy,
So,
nobody's going to do it for us.
so are
the
we a little
virtual.
bit more knowledgeable about NASCAR guys driving off the road and see if he was personal conveyant, he wouldn't have to worry about it.
Well,
Yeah, because
you've
he wouldn't have
seen
been
that he
he wouldn't have been advancing the motor vehicle.
no,
That's
but you've
right.
seen that he drove for Stuart Haas, which was
Stuart Haas,
Tony
yeah.
Stewart. He was pretty good at running off the road too. So,
Well, that's true. Yeah, he know how to put him. He know how to put people up against the guardrail.
This
well,
is
that's what they
where
used
I
to say.
tune
Oh,
out.
he got Earnhardted.
You got to earn
That's
hard.
that daggum old NASCAR talk
Put
right
him,
there.
put him against the,
That's right.
the wall.
Who's your
Yeah.
sponsors?
Yep. Oh, so are
That
you
old-
ready? Hold on. I got to get my scorecard out here. I don't know what I did with it.
Yes, folks, it's
We
time
literally
again.
have to stop just so you can do something.
No, I'm a
You said, "Hold on."
multitasker.
It's
I'm
time again,
multitasker.
folks, for another episode of Is It Real or Is It Steve?
Or is it Steve?
Yeah,
It's Steve.
Oh, hold on.
probably.
Here's last week, folks.
Yeah, for those of you that
Bill would like to frame that. I think
for those of you that didn't watch last episode 18, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and go watch 18 because I won.
Okay,
Uh,
so we've got to start over. I think here.
Well, you could have just drew a line and continued down.
so for
Really, is that what we was gonna do?
Okay,
um
here.
So, I mean, by now everybody knows that most of these articles are going to be about somebody putting something in a hole in their body that probably
Not
shouldn't be
necessarily.
there. There's going to be at least one article where somebody shoved something it shouldn't be, and did it happen or not? Okay, so here's our first article. Are we ready? Doctors find 55 batteries in woman's body, highest reported number ever. Surgeons milked in quotes.
Meh.
I can't. 4 of the cylinders from her colon. Oh God.
You're not even done with the sentence. Keep going.
Surgeons milked 4 of the cylinders from her colon to her rectum and then retrieved them from her anus.
The anus.
The anus.
The one and
There
only.
is, after all, only one.
Okay.
The terms emergency and AAA typically cannot connote a roadside incident. Certain doctors in Dublin, however, are unlikely to ever associate those terms with anything but a recent surgery during which they found dozens of batteries in a 66-year-old woman's colon and stomach. A report of the incident published Thursday in the Irish Medical Journal detailed the patient's arrival at St. Vincent's University Hospital, where an X-ray revealed the foreign objects in her body. Miraculously, none were obstructing her gastrointestinal tract, according to Live Science. Doctors
why?
initially,
You know why?
Huh?
Trying to get the Energizer Bunny out of there. Apparently, the battery died. So,
wah, wah, wah. Miraculously, no. Doctors initially decided to wait in hopes that she would pass the batteries out of her body naturally. Though she released 5 AA batteries in the first week, subsequent x-rays showed that most were still stuck inside, and the woman began experiencing abdominal pain. Well, no way.
Really? Huh. Well,
After realizing that her distended stomach was hanging above the pubic bone due to the weight of the batteries, surgeons cut into the abdomen and successfully removed 46 of them. Unfortunately for all involved, 4 additional batteries remained trapped in the colon. As described in the report, doctors milked them into the rectum to remove them from her anus. This brought the total amount of batteries she ingested, both AA and AAA, to a whopping 55. To the best of our knowledge, this case represents the highest reported number of batteries ingested at a single point in time, the journal article said. While the incident certainly inspired curious bafflement, the report reminded readers that the ingestion of batteries is a serious, albeit unusual, method of self harm. Its authors noted that the act can cause severe issues, including mucosal injury, perforation, and obstruction. The potential of cylindrical batteries to result in acute surgical emergencies should not be underestimated, the report said. And then oh my,
Look at that.
those look like shotgun shells. Um,
Or Band-Aids.
yeah, there's a picture here of an X-ray of all of the said batteries. Well, what batteries were still, I don't know about this picture.
Real, yeah.
Um,
So your first Billy Boy.
I don't know about
Is-
the picture, but the article is real.
Dave. What?
I'm rattling the brains because Bill's got it right.
Yeah.
It's true. It is. That was the picture that was with it. That is from the Huffington Post
Okay.
or
Not
Huff Post. Is what it
not
said.
trying to be what's the word? Hopeful
Smartass?
in the
Hopeful?
next generation. But I literally watched somebody on TikTok this week have a metal nose ring on
And put the 9-volt.
and put a 9-volt.
It shocked the shit out of him. Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
what TikTok is for, kids.
Well, it's
I'm
like him putting on the bark collars and barking, and it's shocking the
it's
shit out.
like maybe there's hope, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, this
Well,
next
we can't get any dumber. I mean, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said
Don't you
that.
remember the Tide Pods?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
challenge?
was pretty
Come on,
dumb.
let's see if we can eat
Did
soap.
you not see the guy on there that said, "Let them eat them"? Well, we're gonna weed them out. Weed them out. You know. So.
You know, in ancient times, they would throw them off of a cliff if they were gonna bring down the rest
Now
of
we
the
just let
village.
them
You
do what
know,
they
That,
want.
that was Lemmings, Bill.
yeah, and stupid people let them fall off the doggone cliff. We put fences up now. That way we
Yes.
can keep the stupid people alive because, well, God knows we need more stupid people, right? Because, you know, they go and buy
Yeah.
what's something stupid people buy?
A semi.
Yes.
Well,
Well, you asked.
you had to make it personal, didn't you?
All right. Here comes number 2, folks. Testicle Festival. Montana State Society offers all the balls you can eat. And I think I know what they're talking about.
Rocky
$20
Mountain
buys
oysters.
all the bull testicles you can eat and whiskey you can drink.
I'll tell you what, $20. I'll skip the bull testicles and all the whiskey I can drink.
I'll give you $40 to leave them testicles over there.
So
I don't know. You gotta wash that shit down with something.
There's
Little
quite a
barbecue
big
sauce.
deal offered in DC this weekend, assuming you have the balls to stomach it. On Saturday night, roughly 500 people are expected to gather at the Arlington chapter of the American Legion for the 7th annual Montana State Society Testicle Festival, also known as Testy Fest.
okay.
The Juice Frontier delicacy is a special joy for Northwestern folks living inside or just beyond the Beltway. For just $20, $25 at the door, the festival offers all the Crown Royal you can drink and all the balls you can eat. Festival organizer Brittany Beaulieu says, bull testicles, that is, also known as Rocky Mountain oysters or cowboy caviar. Festival organizers say the event will have 60 pounds of prepared bull testicles, sliced, fried, and peeled to perfection. If the event seems foreign to your typical night out in DC, that's because it's actually a big Sky State tradition. It's a great party in Montana, Beaulieu explains. Why not try to recreate the same thing here in Washington? It's unlike anything else out here. I don't like the story.
I imagine they taste good, Bill, but I bet you got to boil the piss out of them.
And there's an afterbite.
Oh, I forgot in that previous story. I think that lady was just trying to get a sparkling personality.
She's trying to get a spark out of life.
Okay.
So if you're new to the show, I hope you give us another
when
chance.
When you stumbled up here, Bill, and it said inside the Beltway, you're still thinking that I did the same thing. You're thinking it wasn't the Beltway they're talking about is in DC.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was getting confused because it sounded.
Well, see,
because it says 7th Annual Montana State Society Testicle Festival.
This is what's determining me.
Yeah.
Of if it's
so it's
true
a society in DC.
It's the Montana
emulating
the
Montana. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get. I'm on your level now. And fake.
No, you're
not. Fake.
Fake.
Yeah.
Because was $25 too cheap? Was it?
What got me is I listen to the snobs that live in DC. They ain't drinking whiskey. And they're not eating bowls.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing. Whenever an article comes right out and says Crown Royal, that's got Steve written all over it.
Yeah.
So
that is a good old boy festival, and it ain't in DC.
Yeah, DC.
Tennessee, Wyoming, I'm in. Put me in. I'll go. I'll have a great time. But DC people, not happening.
No.
So what we got?
Fake.
I gotta know.
Fake?
Yeah.
It is real, but it is from 2017 is when this article, when I found it.
So this was a Trump
that's true. And it came out of the Huff Post again.
Yes.
I found a couple of decent ones.
Okay, so are they still running this festival to date?
Well, as of 2017, it was their 7th annual.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're still doing it or not. That was the article I found.
Might be worth a quick Google.
I'll tell you what, for 20 or $25 all the Crown I can drink.
He's got 2 computers in front of him and he's Googling on his phone.
It's like this.
Well, yeah.
Bull testicles. Oh, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't get near the testicles.
It's kind of like doing a snake bite where you throw the salt and a lemon and you just drink the tequila.
Yeah. That's gotten me in trouble too.
I knew you'd get a kick out of reading that one though.
Yeah.
When it says $20 or $25 at the door.
Well, now, Dave, what did you say? Did you say it was real or fake? Because
I said it was fake too. We both lost.
Okay, so we both lost that one. So
yeah. So we're tied.
We're tied still. Okay.
You're gonna like this one.
All right. Spilled KY lube leads to evacuation of Alabama post office. Oh, look, folks, look, I want you to listen carefully. This certainly didn't make the mail come faster.
Didn't it?
I outdo myself. I'm sorry.
Sliding them packages right in the door, aren't you?
Okay, a post office in Guntersville, Alabama. It's a very Alabama-sounding name. Was evacuated Tuesday after some KY intense arousal gel leaked out of a passage and spread throughout the post. Good Lord.
Package
and spread.
Arousing.
It wanted out.
No gel had that in it.
I've seen some. They got a lot of different flavors. Leaked out of a package and spread throughout the post
on your
office.
bread with peanut butter. What the hell?
Well, I mean, they do have
KY jelly. It ain't eating jelly.
Peanut butter and KY.
Put this
From
in your
Granite
5
Jelly.
alarm chili, buddy. I tell
Making
you
my-
what, you
This
be
stuff's making my tongue hard.
Yeah. It make my lip to tingle.
Goodness. Come on. Okay.
funny thing. I can't feel anything in my mouth. Um,
But my tongue slides around
Fred,
good.
the
leaked out
package
of the package.
and spread throughout the post office at about 9 a.m. WAF reported. WAFF. Not knowing what the slippery substance was, post office officials evacuated the place and called in hazmat team.
Slide on in here, boys. We need help.
Two
Yeah.
employees felt sick after coming into contact with the gel, according to AL.com. They were hospitalized, but are now in stable condition. Additionally, 12 to 15 other packages were contaminated with the material. The gel was addressed to someone in the entertainment industry, according to the
Yes.
Associated Press. The recipient's name has not been released. United Postal Service Postal Inspector Tony Robinson told AL.com he has no idea why the employees felt sick since the substance was proven to be non-toxic. However, Amazon.com reviews for the product state that the gel burned to a painful degree and caused a rash. Officials say the post office will contact the sender of the gel and instruct him or her on how to properly stuff it in to prevent future packaging mishaps.
Apparently, they weren't using enough if they were getting a rash.
I'm calling fake on this one because I mean, how many gallons of that stuff would you have to make that kind of splash?
We're splitting the thing. I think it's real.
This story is by Hillary Hanton at the HuffPost. It's true.
You just got on the HuffPost and just
No, it's just when I search state to state, and every state
Hey, don't make
has
fun of the
something different.
HuffPost.
No, they
Don't make
got
fun of
this
Florida
job.
life
They got
because
some-
that's our best stories come out of those two.
that was pretty funny though, wasn't it, Bill?
So it's true.
Yes.
Yes.
So hold on.
Well,
Hold on.
just wouldn't be right if I won.
Well, you got one more to redeem yourself if
You won last week. How many damn times you want to win?
Oh yeah.
only once.
You think life is fair?
Okay.
Oh, I scratched my itch. Walmart blaze causes 8.9 million in damage, authorities say. Joel Lee Reynolds carried a long-standing grudge against his local Walmart in Lebanon, Oregon, his friends would tell police. Rather than boycotting the business, Reynolds used motor oil and chlorine tablets to ignite a noxious blaze in the Supercenter's swimming pool aisle in May, prosecutors said. The fire caused nearly $9 million in damage. It took 10 days for the store to fully reopen. Well, that's not bad. According to court records, Reynolds sent a text message to a friend on the day of the blaze. I scratched my itch, the message said. He was sentenced to 7 years.
Because he should have swung by the post office before he went to jail.
Hmm. Fake.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Fake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go fake too because I figure there's chemicals in the pool aisle where he said it. There'd been a explosion. I think it would have took longer than 10 days.
It is
Real.
true.
I knew.
It is from the Oregonian.
Not the Huffington Post. Okay.
I looked up. I could have put a lot more on this and the guy and his picture and everything. I looked it up a little more and it showed the blaze and everything like that. But
So
yeah,
what Walmart are we talking? What part of this?
Lebanon, Oregon.
Lebanon, Oregon. Okay. Is
So
it
we're
like
still
Lebanon,
tied.
Ohio?
We're still tied.
No, you're both wrong. It's 1-2. You got one, Bill.
Oh,
Dave got two. So
oh,
Dave had two wrong. You had three wrong.
oh.
So
No, he's right. Yeah, he's right.
don't seem disappointed. You knew how it was going to go.
Yeah, I knew what this was.
But guess what? They were all real stories, all four this time.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you it could be all fake, all real, half and half, 1, 3, whatever I feel like coming up with.
Well, fantastic job as always, Steve.
But I don't know. I thought these four was sort of funny, as far as the stuff we cover and
Oh,
stuff.
the batteries was the best.
Yes.
But that was the
Especially-
picture. That was the
Especially, they're
picture.
going to be really funny in a week when you hear it.
Well, Dave, I'm pinching the cord here, and I'm gonna
Oh.
say a bunch of jokes, and then I'll let it go, and they all come out at once.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Because that NASCAR story won't be old by then.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already raced 3 races time.
Probably. That picture with the bat, when you said it looks like shotgun shells, yeah. After you said it, I'm like, yeah, it does sort of.
It doesn't. I thought it was bandit. I said, why is there like
that was the picture that they had with the story there.
I actually, when I seen it, I thought it was Band-Aids.
They showed the ones that they pulled out of her stomach all laying in a row, and from the acid in the batteries and your acid in your stomach, they were starting to turn and get corroded and stuff. I mean,
that bitch can eat some hot sauce and not affect
well,
her.
it's that story itself. There's other stuff like that on the internet, but as far as people wanting to harm themselves by eating things, there's people that drink bleach, toilet bowl cleaner. I mean, all that kind of stuff, and they end up going to the emergency room and have to get stomach pumped or something.
know.
Well,
I went to
it's
the
an
bathroom.
honest sickness. I mean, it's
I went
they'll
to the
eat
bathroom.
batteries,
after
they'll
they
eat glass, they'll eat metal, whatever.
and
I
it's
seen
not
them eat
always
bleach,
it's not
it
always a
always smells
mental problem either, because there is this
There's one person
condition
that likes the flavor of the batteries. They can't get enough of it.
yeah, there's this condition that
Well,
makes people eat dirt, and it's a blood disorder.
Well,
Well,
I
they're
hate
trying-
to say this
it's
on the battery
where they
thing.
get the iron out of the dirt is what they do.
Yeah, I
the
wonder if the
battery
battery
thing
thing
is I'm a licensed crane operator, and I kind of hit some overhead wires once, and I had 77,000 go through me. And that taste will stay in your mouth for a long time if you're wanting that electrical copper taste.
Are we still
'Cause they
talking about electricity?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're eating batteries,
You do know there's a joke like that, Bill, where the guy walks in the bar and he says, "Line me up 100 shots of whiskey." He says, "What for?" He says, He says, "What you doing?" He says, "I'm celebrating." He says, "I just got my first BJ." The guy says, "Well, hell, let me buy you one." He says, "If that first 100 ain't gonna get the taste out of my mouth, that next one won't."
All right,
Ah,
folks, we are up over an
I ain't
hour,
told no
believe it
good
or not.
for a while.
Yeah, we're at an hour 2 minutes, so let's we did get
So
an
hold on.
email from a friend of the show, Michael Gray, aka Chunky Monkey.
Yeah.
not having a good week. Not a good Friday.
No, doesn't seem like he's having a good time.
Yep.
Hey, Bill, Steve, and don't touch it, Dave.
Yes.
I'm still alive and trucking and working more than ever. Thank you, Steve. They'll want you to work more with the new truck. You cursed me. Ha ha.
I told you, dude. If your specialty, you're the one that's working.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve knows a little something about that.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been
What did
doing
you
6
just
days
do?
a week with
Steve has a
Sunday.
ghost.
6 days a week with Sundays my only day to get things done. Listening to episode 16 talking about construction zones and the zipper merge. Well, I'm here to tell you, as someone that works in these zones, that most people don't have the brains God gave a goat unless they program it into the smart cars. Proper spacing and merging will never happen. It's what I call the me first syndrome. Hold on, got to get fuel. So apparently he was writing
working.
this and he wanted us to know that he'll finish later. You were talking about the old school ways of trucking, and it got me to thinking about the Boomtown truck stop and the casino. I got a story about that here in a second. Boomtown truck stop and casino out past Reno. There used to be pictures in there on the walls, of course, of truckers in the early years of OTR gets you to thinking about if you could have made it through like they did. Hell, I mean, heck, most of the most of today's drivers wouldn't know how to drive without their GPSs and cell phones. Well, I got to get out of here for now and wish you all a good evening. Keep the shiny side up, the dirty side down, and keep on keeping on. This be the one chunky monkey we gone. Now,
Hold on. Chunky Monkey posted Friday morning. He got up and he got on Facebook Live, and he had the typical, if anybody's drove truck, we've done this morning for a Friday. He gets in his truck, he goes to fire it up, and the batteries are dead because he left the lights on all
It's
night.
usually on Monday.
So,
And you leave
so
the refrigerator
usually,
on all weekend, Dave.
right? Yeah, he's left the lights on all week, and he's sitting there in the dark going, it's 5 a.m. The mechanic's an hour and a half away. Is he going to get me somebody closer? I mean, it's the wet beat the dog look you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
see.
somebody behind you's got superpowers is messing with your brick wall.
Yeah, I know. He just walked in the door. So, yeah, we have guests.
Did you ever watch that video on our Facebook thing of the old truck stop where they're paging a driver to come up by a CB handle, and they're giving the ladies doing the full news report of the truck stop and giving it was pretty neat. It was probably a good 5-6 minute video, but
Mhm.
yeah, you have to check that out. It's like from the 70s.
That's back when they called you. Hey, your bunk room's ready.
Yep.
Driver, such
Yeah.
and such,
Oh,
come
my,
get your
yeah.
bunk room.
That's what it was.
Well, real
Yeah.
quick before we get out of here, I that Boomtown truck stop he's talking about is a TA, and well, no, there's a TA. No,
I think it
Boomtown
was
is after the
76
TA.
originally, wasn't it?
Yes, I think back in the day that was an orange ball, and
Yes.
that was the very first time in my entire life that I played a slot machine because I got casinos and all those truck stops out there, and that was a proper casino in that truck stop.
Mhm.
And I walked up to this thing and I put a quarter in it and I pulled a handle. I was out with a trainer. That was back in like the first 2 weeks of my career. Pulled that handle and two of these laminated silver and gold coins popped out. And I just thought it was like, I don't know. I'm not a gambler. I don't know what is what. And I just thought I'd won like a token or something like that. I took it up to the cash out window and they were worth $40 a piece. And I stopped. Apparently, that's a strange thing to do because I remember my trainer, he lost his mind. He sat down in that thing. He must have dumped $400 in that doggone thing trying to get
Trying
what
to
I
get-
got.
Yeah, you're
But
40
now I
days.
stopped. That was my eating money for because you could eat on $80
Oh God, yeah.
back in those days. You know that lasted me the whole rest of the week. He couldn't figure out how I was able to just walk away. It's like, well, I'm not sick in the head, you know.
I did
Anyway.
it.
Well, not
Deadwood,
then you
same
wasn't.
I had a ways to go.
I did the same thing in Deadwood, but I got $2,300, and I said, "Vacation's paid for. We're leaving," and we did. So
Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know when to hold 'em,
Yeah.
yes.
know when to fold 'em,
Ugh.
know when to walk away.
And not to know when to
Know
quit
when to
saying.
run. Yeah, there
You never
go.
count your money.
And boys
Okay.
and girls, this is why we're out now. So have a good.
All right. Thanks a lot for the email, Michael. And if you want to email the show, and I wish you would, it's show at 3ftpodcast.org. There's a link on the website that will just work out all the magic for you. We're on all the socials. If you would please like and subscribe on the YouTube page. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for this week. What about you guys?
We're good.
All right.
Don't forget Mid America Truck Show.
Yeah, Mid America.
we're gonna-
It's
I
not
said we're gonna
completely
plug it.
official yet, but
Well, we're gonna plug it every time though.
Yeah,
We're-
still haven't got
well-
my acceptance email, but
we
They
have
said
applied,
November
and
It might be no. You guys
Yeah, we-
cannot.
yeah, they may just hang us out to dry. So you guys are
I
nowhere
just
near.
I just hope if they go looking at our show that they judge us based on the last 10, 15 episodes, and not those first.
I think
Not
the
those
first
first
three will
couple.
do
Not on the original content.
For a
tell
number
you
of
what,
reasons.
I hope they look at show 13.
Oh, where we made fun of the hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We make fun of everybody.
I think show 16 when you made fun of the zippers because nobody's got any brains.
Zippers. Okay.
Zipper traffic.
Folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in a fortnight. Until then, I've been Bill.
And Dave.
And Steve, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful week.
Have a good one, folks.